Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my NCAA Tournament Sweet 16 previews and predictions with the game between the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Arizona Wildcats. This game will be played in the West region out in Los Angeles, California. And, a game that's definitely a contrast in styles here. First, Ohio State. Ohio State is very much a grinded-out team. If there's one thing that Ohio State has trouble with, and you saw this a little bit in their second round game versus Iowa State, is they sometimes have trouble putting points on the board, to really put it in a blunt manner. And you saw Aaron Craft sort of bail them out late with a three-pointer. But as a whole, they're going to need to get more offensive production from the Deshaun Thomases of the world, the Lenzel Smith Jr.'s of the world. And, I think Aaron Craft is a nice player. But to depend on him for all the stuff he gives you defensively, and then to put a lot of pressure on the offensive side of the ball, I don't think is a long-term remedy to success for this team, especially in a game with Arizona. The one thing Ohio State's going to have to do early and often is take Arizona to the basket off the dribble. Ohio State has played this small lineup to a lot of success, where they played Deshaun Thomas actually at the center position and play four smaller guys around him, along with Kraft, LaQuinton Ross, and also obviously Lenzel Smith Jr. They play this small lineup. They get to the hoop. It's a little bit of a better offensive lineup, but you wonder at the liabilities they'll face on the defensive end as well. Ohio State, though, one of their strengths is their on-ball defense, obviously led by Aaron Craft, and their defense as a whole. They're sort of, while Michigan is not what you think of when you think of a Big Ten team, Ohio State is. Sometimes they go long stretches where they have trouble scoring points, but their effort and defense are always there. That's sort of becoming a Thad Matta team staple here. And, I expect that to continue in the game against Arizona. So any intangible toughness, defense on the ball, I think goes Ohio State's way. But what is their ability to slow down Arizona inside? That's where I get to Arizona. Arizona, remember, was a top 5 team preseason, underwhelmed a little bit during the Pac-12 conference schedule. I thought they were the best team in the Pac-12, even though they didn't win the regular season or the Pac-12 tournament title. And if you remember reading my if you listen to my brackets when I made my predictions, I actually picked New Mexico to come out of this region, which I think everyone's gotten this region wrong. But, I had predicted that the Arizona-New Mexico winner would make the Final Four. And, I'm going to stay true to that. I like Arizona's versatility in this game. I like their defense against Aaron Craft. Their point guard play has been stellar this year. Remember, Sean Miller was the same kind of player that Aaron Craft is now. Sean Miller knows how to game plan against good guards very well. I think Arizona has such an overwhelming talent difference up front and execution difference up front. And look, I think this is where Ohio State just meets better athletes. I think that against Iowa State had their opportunities. Just in the end, they didn't have the athletes or the guys to score that big bucket when they needed to, and I think Arizona does. And I think you can make the argument that Arizona, even though they're a 6th seed, is every bit as good or maybe even better than Ohio State, just man for man. And I like Arizona to stand up to the toughness of Ohio State. I think the Pac-12 was a lot tougher and a lot more, I don't want to say rugged, but they play with a lot more of an edge than people give them credit for, especially a team coached by Sean Miller. And if he's a name you haven't heard a lot, guys, Sean Miller is an excellent coach. He was formerly at Xavier. Again, he was a player at Pittsburgh as well. More of a Midwest, East Coast guy, and he's sort of bringing that attitude out to Arizona. And when you couple that with the players he has, I think this is a team that's going to go on a Final Four run, and I like them to win this game as well. I like Arizona plus the 3.5 against Ohio State. Again, I think it's just a matter of, in the end, Ohio State needing big buckets or to be able to score enough points in general. And I look for the Arizona defense to be able to neutralize Deshaun Thomas and Aaron Craft and pretty much take away any late-game offense in the process. But let me know what you guys think of my prediction for this game. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. And, guys, I'm previewing all the Sweet 16 games here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check out my other previews. Thanks, as always, for listening. Be sure to subscribe. I talk sports here on YouTube all day, 5-10 sports talk videos a day. about mainly the NFL, college sports, and Major League Baseball. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening, and have a great night.